Hi, this is Marvelyn Brown, and today we're going to talk about hex codes. So, hex codes are very important when you're designing for the web. I'm going to give you some examples of things that you can do using hex codes. So, this is the Canva color palette generator, and we're going to use this to show you the power of hex codes and why they're so important. So, I have some images here um, on my computer, and I'm going to use the color palette generator to upload these images. So here's the image, and basically all you do is click on this button and you go to your images, and you can just grab one of your images that you're interested in working with. So see, the color palette changed when I changed my image. So what this color palette generator does is it grabs the colors that are in your image and it makes a palette. Here is the palette here. So when you click on these, as you see when I hover, it says copy, right? I can also use these codes at the very bottom here. These are the hex codes. So this looks like black. So I could just go into whatever document I'm working in and just pick black, or I could actually choose the exact color called Baltic Sea, and that's going to give me an exact match. Using the hex code, I'm going to have Baltic Sea instead of black, because in this picture, in this image, it looks like black to our eyes. However, the computer is, picking up on the hex code. And so the computer, your application, your cell phone, all of your internet devices, they're going to pick up on the hex code that you're using. So if you want to have, and you're not going to have to use this in every single case, but if you are creating something, say for instance, if you want to put this image on a background, maybe you want to make this into, a web page, and you want to use colors that are actually in this image, you can use these colors. And the color palette generator makes it easy for you to get the exact colors that are in your images. So if I want to use this Baltic Sea color, all I need to do is click on that color, and it's going to copy that hex code, so that when I go to the web, this is what's going to happen. So I'm going to paste in the hex code, and look, you see the color actually changed. So when I go to the next color, this looks like white, or kind of an off-white, or maybe a light gray, but the color is actually black haze. So if I want to use this exact color, I can just click on this, and the color palette generator will grab that color, and I can put it on my web page, and bam, there is that color. So just imagine, what you can do with this when you're designing different things. Maybe you want to make a bag and you want to use certain colors for the imprint. Maybe you're doing print on demand and you want to make the actual item, like a bag or a makeup bag or a case, or whatever. You might want to make that into a certain background color that matches. And so you can pull these colors out of your images and use them that way. Here's the gold color. To me, this looks gold. It's actually called whiskey, and here is the hex code. So let's copy that. We're going to take that over to our tool and just paste in that hex code. So as you can see now, this is also the Canva color wheel. So you can paste in a color. So say for instance, you want to use this gold, the gold color. You just paste it into the tool just like we did, And then Canva will give you complementary colors, monochromatic colors, analogous colors, and so on. Triadic, not sure what that is. I'm not going to even try to pronounce it, but it's going to give you various color combinations that work well together, based on the color wheel. And so this is really going to be, to me, it's a good tool to use when you need to match things up. So I would recommend heading over, just taking a look at this when you're trying to figure out what colors to use. Try using a tool like the color palette generator. Now, Canva also has some other tools that you can use as well. Color palette ideas. So if you just can't come up with anything on your own, what you can do is you can use the ready-made color palettes that Canva has already in the system. So here are some color palette ideas that you can use, and there's pages and pages of color palettes. Now, you don't want to just get stuck on, trying to figure out what color to use. Canva really makes it easy for you to find a color palette that, will work for most projects. But I would definitely, if you have an image and you want to match it all up, use this color palette generator, and also make sure that you use the hex code to get that exact match of that particular color. So I'm just going to do it one more time. This is kind of fun. So I'm going to right click, I'm going to copy, or you can actually go right here. That makes it so much easier. Just click on the actual color and then go to the color wheel, paste it in, and there you go. So this works for any color, and it's going to give you the exact color because this is a numerical representation of how much red, how much blue, and how much green is in an item. So I believe the first two letters, numbers, whatever, are, I want to say red, because RG is red, green, and blue. So R is red. So the first two are red. The second two are blue. And then the last two are the representation of how much green. You also want to pay attention to, there are only 6 digits in a hex code, and there's a combination of letters and numbers. So, but all you need to do when you use these tools is just copy and paste. That's all you got to do. So I hope this helps, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thanks and have a great day. Bye-bye.